You may have noticed as you play, you're not really improving, you're not getting better. This is because you're not doing drills, and these drills are the top 5 most basic drills I've ever seen, and you should be doing them to improve your game. So, before we waste some more time, let's get right to it. The first drill is very simple. You're gonna use half the court, it doesn't matter which side you use, and you're simply gonna just dink the ball back and forth. Now, your goal is to drop it into the kitchen every single time whenever you hit. If you're hitting it too far, or it's getting to the person's body, like some of these may be doing behind me, you're definitely gonna wanna work on dropping it into the kitchen every time on the other side of the net. And you can do it a couple different ways. If you want to say a number like 10, for example, 10 dinks where it has to land in the kitchen and let it bounce before you start trying to do speed ups, that's a fun way to play it. Or you can do no speed ups if you're absolutely beginner. Drill number 2 is very similar. Instead, the only difference is you're doing cross-court dinking. So one of the people is gonna be on the opposite side of the court, you're gonna be on this side of the court. So your goal here is to consistently get it in the kitchen and the opposite side of the court. Same thing with this, you can say a number like 10, for example, 10 dinks landing in the kitchen before you speed up. Or if you're an absolute beginner, probably don't wanna start speeding up, probably just wanna make sure everything's in the kitchen consistently. So drill number 3 works on 2 things at once. If you're the server, you're working on your serve, you want to get it deep in the court, you want to make sure you get in the opposite court box, of course. If you're the other person in this drill, you want to make sure your returns are consistent. You want to make sure you're getting it deep on every return. There's really no situation where you want to hit a shallow return. So if you're a beginner, you may have to start out just getting a deep drive every time. And if you're a little bit more advanced, once you're getting those consistent drives, then you can start driving and getting yourself up to the kitchen. So for drill number 4 is gonna be the 3rd shot drill. It's almost the same as drill number 3. It's more about the 3rd hit. So as you see here, he's gonna serve this ball. He gets it deep, he returns it deep, and then Clint's gonna work on dropping that ball or driving that ball. And if you don't know what those are, let me explain. A drive is whenever you hit the ball hard, flat, deep into the court. For a drop, it's a little bit different. You're basically just gonna be hitting that ball where it drops over the net into the opponent's kitchen. Dropping allows you time to get up to the kitchens. That one may take a little bit of work, especially if you're a beginner, because it's a little bit more technical and requires some level of skill to get that thing to drop in there just right. Drill number 5 is a bit more advanced, but it's gonna work on your hand-eye coordination and your hand speed. I call it hands battle. I'm sure there's plenty of other names for it, but you want to try to keep the ball in the air between each other as long as possible. So as you stand at the kitchen line, you want to make sure you're consistently hitting that ball in the air to each other. Just like with the first couple of drills, you can make an agreement where there's, say, 10 or 20 hits where you consistently place it where each other can hit it and you're not trying to hit it past anybody. And once you hit that number, then you can try to start making it a little bit more advanced where you're trying to target certain areas and make them miss. So you want to remember, you can watch this video all day long, but until you get out on the court, it's not gonna do you much good. Practice these drills, take it slow at first. I know for me, it took a little bit to kind of figure out everything, but once you kind of get to a rhythm, you get a little better at it, things go a little bit faster, you can speed things up, you can work more aggressive at it, but make sure if you're a beginner, take it slow, don't beat yourself up. Anybody that walks out and sees you doing these, they're gonna respect you for putting that time in to grind and work on your craft. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. There's a new video coming out every Saturday. If you love pickleball, you're gonna love these videos. Some are more instructional and some are more entertainment. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Peace, love, and pickles.